This is Marvin King, and I am here with the film review. That part, baby.
It's your boy B Tim's Power 88. You know how it is. We're going down the world famous Bomb Squad. Right now, you're chilling with my man Crazy D, and you're checking out the film review. We got movies, music, culture, politics, and all types of society events going on right here on the film review.
Check this out. It's the film review with my man Crazy D from Lord Lamb Films. The infamous one puts the stamp on it, okay? And if you do not know, you have been warned. Holla at your boy.
What's up? This your man DJ Movie, the Party Rocker, representing Power 88 FM, and you are watching the film review.
Hey, what's up? This is Tori Russell, the founder and director of Broadway in the Hood. We love you all. Reach Broadway in the Hood at broadwayinthehood.org or 702-482-8777. You are watching and looking at the film review.
Crazy D, y'all. The legendary Crazy D. Crazy D is before his time. The musical digital man. And I want to say right now, what's up to Crazy D? Crazy D always one of my #1 supporters, man. A good man, good family man. Crazy D. Tell everybody where to follow you at right now. I want everybody to go follow Crazy D.
What up, Crazy? Crazy D, the legendary Crazy D. What up, dog? Yo, Nipsey got some joints, man.
All right, people. This is Crazy D, and I'm standing here with, of course, Sharon from TC's Barbecue Crib. Go over here so you can see the sign real quick.
You know, we need a black television station because nobody is going to be there for us like we are. So come out and support. It's a free event from 6:30 to 9:30. It'll be live entertainment. You'll be able to receive information on the channel, how to get the channel, if you want to have content on the channel.
That's right. And remember, the event is free, but the food isn't. So come early and get a meal. See you tomorrow. TC's Barbecue Crib.
Hi, this is Bernadette Stannis, Thelma from Good Times, and you're watching the film review.
Man, so she just left. Film review. It's a film review. Thought you knew.
This is another great episode of the film review. We are the husband and wife team. We are the husband and wife team. We are the husband and wife team. Stay tuned. We're the husband and wife team. I'm Crazy D. And this is the film review. Stay tuned. We got a lot to talk about. We are the husband and wife team that review movies, music, culture, politics, and society. This is the film review. Movies, music, culture, politics, and society. We're the husband and wife team. I'm Crazy D.
Tracy.
And we review movies, music, culture, politics, and society. Sunday at 5:30 on Crazy on Dion page on Facebook. Live stream. The film review. Movies, music, culture, politics, and society. This is the film review.
All right, people. What's going on with you? This is another great episode of the film review. Let me bring the audio down on the music real quick. There's another great episode of the film review. Movies, music, culture, politics, and society. And do we have a show for you today? We have none other than Deshawn Snow as our guest today that we're interviewing. But first we have to get some. I'm a little nervous because this is an honor. This is an honor to have this woman on with us because she's doing so much. So we're going to get to this. Let's see. First of all, let's get through sweeping the floor and clearing the table real quick. So we'd like to say what's up to our show sponsor, none other than Naturally Fly Boutique. Right, you can go right onto my Crazy on Dion page or Crazy D Film Do on Instagram, and you'll be able to check out where you can pick up. Right there on the internet, you can pick up her products, right? Her products are beautiful. You know what I'm saying? She has male and female, unisex. Here it is right here. I'm displaying it right here. For all those that are checking us out on Crazy on Dion on Facebook, keep checking us out there. And for those who are listening to us on Blog Talk Radio, welcome to you. let's see what else we have to clear before we go forward here. Bring this down. Of course, you know, we have TFR Talk Live. We have TFR Talk Live that comes on daily at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Crazy D brings you different topics that, you know, stuff that people don't want to talk about. So now, people, without further ado, without any more waiting, you've seen the ad up. You've seen us talk about this person being on. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, we have Deshawn Snow on the line. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Okay, good. First of all, let me say that it is an honor to have you on the show, for one thing, first thing that we will say. And we want to say that this person is an entrepreneur. She is a high self-esteem guru. She is in real estate. She is a person who knows how to pick up the pieces, repackage, and keep it moving. Deshawn Snow. So let's go through a little bit. Let's talk about Deshawn Snow a little bit. She was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. She graduated with a bachelor's degree in marketing from Michigan State University. All right, that's where she met her college sweetheart, Eric Snow. They were married for 12 years, and then as things go, some things happen, and then she moved on, but she continues to grow. In 2008, she was one of the most loved Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yep. Hi, Deshawn. This is Tracy. I'm a fan. I was like one of the... You're welcome. You were and still are my fave. I watched The Housewives of Atlanta. You're welcome. Season 1, 2008. So it's an honor to speak with you.
Okay, let me continue on. Okay, so she has Deshawn Snow Enterprises, DSE, which is starting to produce original programming, realty shows, animation series, and she is definitely faith-based, wholesome entertainment is what she plans to produce. And the first question I have to ask you is about Lil Shawnee.
Mm-hmm.
Are we looking to take Lil Shawnee into an animated series through DSE?
Well, not through DSE, but so Lil Shawnee is a brand that I put the books out. So it's a children's book series, which we have 3 books, the first 3 books of the series. And yes, we are pitching an animated series. And then I hope to have a merchandising line as well. But it'll be through the production company, not through Deshawn Enterprise.
Okay, so let me read a little bit more about Deshawn Snow. Deshawn created the Global Sports and Entertainment Group to provide a focused, superior level of service tailored to the demanding lifestyles of athletes, entertainers, and prominent business professionals and their families. With her previous experience as a professional athlete's wife and television personality, Deshawn possesses an innate understanding and ability to fulfill the unique needs of her executive clientele, having spent most of her time moving. Now, we're going to stop right there because that's where I want to really start with this as we come back around to Lil Shawnee. You have this company, Global Sports and Entertainment Group, and you said within your bio, it says having spent most of her time moving. Tell the people what that is like being a professional athlete's wife and how you translated that into turning it into a luxury company, Global Sports and Entertainment Group.
Okay, so the group, so a lot of people don't realize I was always a licensed realtor. I got licensed back in 2004. And so and I had my own company, EDJ Realty. But then I put that on inactive. So when I got back active in it, I joined with Sotheby's, Atlanta Fine Home, Sotheby's International Realty, and that's when I created the Global Sports Entertainment Group. And so even with EDJ Realty and with my Global Sports Entertainment Group, we kind of focus on athletes and entertainers, but we do all, all types of businesses. But having been married to an athlete, I'm not married anymore, but when we were, we moved around a lot. And so I pretty much took that skill set because I would handle all of the details of getting the house in order, arranging the contractors, doing everything so that Eric can just focus on working on the court. And so I kind of took that skill set and made it to a strategy for service. And so I provide that same service for my clients. So we integrate luxury real estate with lifestyle management.
Okay. So I want to go back. I want to go back a little and bring it forward for the youth that are out there. What was it like, because you graduated from college with a master's degree in marketing? What was that like as a 16, 17, 18-year-old and 16, 17, 18-year-old preparing for college? And how did you know and how did you prepare to go to Michigan State University?
So I'm from Detroit, and I knew I wanted to get away, but not to be too far away. So Michigan State was just about an hour away, so that was a choice for me. And then I can come back and forth when needed.
And so in school, I've always been good at school in terms of academics. I like challenges as a teenager, which is why I started my foundation at the time we shot our foundation, because I had self-esteem issues, made a lot of wrong choices, but I was always very smart in school. So going away to school was kind of like my way of getting out of my environment so I can do something different. So preparing to go to school was easy for me, and then it took 4 years. I graduated up at 21.
Okay, that's impressive. So for youth out there, what are some of the steps that you would take to get you prepared to go to college and to succeed such as you have up to this point within your life from 16 to 18 and graduating college at 21 years of age?
Well, I think it's always important to take care of your studies, to do good in school. Like I said, I made a lot of wrong decisions, but if you just know that you're not defined by your decisions, you can have a better life, you can make better choices, and as long as you have something that you aspire to, and there's hope, then you put yourself first. No matter what, I'll just make sure I did what I had to do as far as school, because I know that was my ticket out of there. So if you just put your priorities in order, I think you'll be great.
Okay. So now you're in school, you meet Eric, you are married for 12 years, but in between time, in 2008, Real Housewives of ATL called. How did that come about, and how did you get hooked into Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Nene referred me. I think she pretty much referred everybody on the first season. Okay. We had a lot of different things to get. Like I said, I was in real estate, they were in property management. So Nene referred me back in 2007, 2008 for Housewives. So Eric and I met freshman year in college. We were together for like 20 years. And we were fans of the franchise. Well, Housewives of Orange County was out. So when they asked us about it, I was interested. At the time I was doing my foundation, I thought it would be good exposure and it would be an interesting, something interesting to do. So we tried it out.
Okay. And then, so you were like, I would say, the problem solver on the show. You would come in and smooth out the situations between the ladies. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess that's how people
and that's why that's why you were one of the fan favorites before, I guess, they decided to take a different turn. So my wife has some questions.
Yeah, because that's what me and a lot of my friends, what we love about you, is because on the show, you exemplify what you do today. you know, like your charity work, like you did that on the show. You're welcome. And I could tell that you were a genuine friend to everyone. You know, you wanted, you know, and so like I know we haven't talked about your lineup, your series of books yet. But the way you were on the show is how you are. I was just telling my husband that earlier. Like your community service work, your you as a human being, your spirituality, you know, just you're inspiring, you know. So all of that you exemplified. You're welcome. You exemplified all of that on the show. There wasn't any ratchetness with you, you know. You loved your family, you know. You loved your friends, and you loved your community, and it all came across on the show. So fast forward to the entrepreneur you are today, and your foundation and your series of books, everything falls in line. So that's what, you know, I really, 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 you know, respect about you.
Thank you. Yeah, my whole mission is just to empower, encourage, and enrich the lives, you know, of young girls, especially in the beginning. That's when I had the foundation. But now, more so, still young girls, but women, you know, haven't gone through the journey before, so going through a lot of like healing, self-healing, and self-discovery, and all of that stuff. I now have a heart for hurting women, for women that are hurting, and I just want to help them, you know, get the keys that I've learned to kind of help them out as well. Because I think we all go through things in life for a reason. We all just go through it. And once we come out on the other side, it's our duty to reach back and help someone else.
Okay. So during the time when you were having the breakup with Eric Snow, you said, I read that you said that a person named Trey Crump just texted you and said, meet me at the gym at 6 a.m. and that began your health and fitness kick. So let's talk about how important it is for women to keep themselves cardiovascularly fit and in shape.
So Trey was my trainer, and this was like, Trey, this was after the divorce when he reached out to me, and I first lost all the weight, and then I lost and gained. I've been on a journey. So most recently in this past year, I've done another weight loss, and pretty much all the work I've done on the inside, so then I just was like focusing on the outside so it can just all match. Because I did a lot of work internally, and so then I just started focusing on myself. When my son moved, when my youngest son moved, I said, okay, well, I'm just gonna take all this energy and put it into working out. So I went on a very strict diet at first, but now I work out a lot with my trainer, and so I feel this is going to be the best us that we can be. Everybody is perfect at who they are. I just always want to be the best me that I can be. I'm never going to be like a size 2 or size 4 because that's just not my body type, but I want to be the best me that I can be. I think for everyone, especially as you're going through a transformation, both internally and externally, it makes you feel good about yourself and and what you're putting out there.
And because you are you are producing and creating so many things, sometimes being healthy or working out can be put on the back burner. But you said you haven't let up since he came in and said, let's go to the gym. So you've always kept that in the forefront.
No, that's not necessarily true because that was like way back then. And then so I've been up and down. It just depends on, what I got going on. Sometimes I have to, sometimes I'm not focusing on that. But what I'm saying is on this last journey, this past year, I've been focusing on it. And I don't think I'm going to go back now because, it's a mindset. And a lot of times, when you are trying to satisfy a need, whatever that need may be, you might turn to food or whatever. So, but now it's just about really taking control. Because a lot of things in life, I find for myself, there's so many things, you have no control over. And that kind of drives me crazy. So I figured, all I like to do is control myself and how I react, and like the working out and getting control of my eating habits and my consistency. That was something within my control. So I kind of like was brought overboard on that because everything else kind of fell out of control. Does that make sense?
Yes. For people who have just tuned in, we are talking to Deshawn Snow. Take notes because she is giving life lessons here, notes for women, and I believe that it can apply to men as well. So before we get to talking about Lil Shawnee, your book series, Self-Esteem Through a Christian Stance and Viewpoint for preteen girls, how important is it for preteen girls, young girls, for women to have a voice and be able to use that voice to express where they want to go?
Well, it's very important, but not only just to have a voice, but just to be self-aware, right? Because you got to know what you want to say and what you want to, put out there about yourself. Sometimes, you get caught up with everything, and you're someone's mother, you're someone's wife, you're everything to everyone else, and then, you kind of lose yourself in all of that. So it's really important just to be clear of who you are, and of course, who you are. And once you have that, self-value, that self-worth, then everything is kind of guided by that.
Okay. So
you
now,
have to be clear on that. A lot of times people are not clear on that just because, they're trying to be many different things to many different people. But at the end of the day, it's important that you have that strong sense of self and let that guide you.
So in 2013, you put out a series of books called Lil Shawnee, and I have my wife take over from there.
You know what? I love your series of books, Lil Shawnee and her friends. I love the whole world that you created for her. I especially love you're welcome, like the bio that describes each of the girls, including, I thought it was cute, like their favorite foods and music and everything. So it really, really makes you feel like, you're a part of their lives, And what I love about it is your series, it helps preteens grow into women of faith. And I love also how you have like the trivia, the puzzles, the word search, just really, really well done.
Yes, the interactive website.
Yes. Me and my husband, we were talking about how when we were younger, and whether it was in school or if you were going to the doctor and the dentist, you would see those little, what are they, highlight books. And I used to really, I really used to love those books. So the first thing I thought about was, I was like, okay, see, her series of books would it should be in everybody's office, in everyone's school, because it just made me, you're welcome. And it's just well done, and it's very interactive. And what I love is, let me know if I'm pronouncing the name correct or not, but is it Nava or Nevea? Nevea. Oh, okay. I love how she's pretty. Her name is very pretty. I love how she guides Lil Shawnee throughout the series. And she gives her spiritual guidance. Yeah. Well done. What made you, matter of fact, what made you
make it like a fairy godmother?
Yeah, but first of all, I want to know what made you decide to write the Lil Shawnee series.
So, like I said, I had a foundation, the Deshawn Foundation. We had programs for girls 12 through 17. So, and during those programs later on, I realized that we needed to really start reaching the younger girls because they're even more impressionable. So the Lil Shawnee series was, filling that void. So the foundation at the time was targeting the girls 12 to 17, and the Lil Shawnee series was going to serve the preteens, like 9 and 12-year-olds. And so my nickname is Shawnee. People can call me Shawnee and family call me Shawnee. So Lil Shawnee is basically me. So it's loosely based on my life. And so, I just wanted to make it a little fun. So Levea was just really like her Holy Spirit. But, in this, she's like her, no one's here for her. And but she's always kind of like giving her feedback and giving her different perspectives. You know, like everything as glitters are always so. You know, it's not about the material things. It's about love, and you know, she's always there to just kind of combat those things that move girls, you know, issues that they see all the time and face, and she kind of gives it a little sprinkling and heavenly advice and. You know, positive messaging and help them, you know, to overcome negativity and build inner strength and things like that.
I thought that was, I don't know, it's just beautiful to have that character, you're welcome, written in the book, because I would have loved to have guidance like that in my life as a child, you know, growing up as a preteen.
Right.
As I was reading and just, first thing that came to mind is I would love to visually see this. I could actually, see this for like teens on like Disney or Nickelodeon. I would love to see these characters actually brought to life. You know, and I can see that because it's well written. Oh, good, because it's well written.
So we're trying to, you know, hopefully Percolate will be out there soon. It's great. It's a great character. It's a great, you know, it's definitely a voice for this in the marketplace.
Yes,
and really it can be across any, you know, of course it's great for African American things, but it can be for any, you know, any race.
Yeah. So on the screen right now, people, we're showing you the front cover of the resource guide for Lil Shawnee, so you get to see what it is and how can they go about ordering Lil Shawnee to be placed in the different school districts or within the different schools, or how do they go about doing that? How would they contact you?
Website is lilshawnee.com. That's LILSHAWNEE.com.
Right. And so they're able to order it, and it comes in a series. How many books in the series right now?
Well, 3 books. So you can order individually. They're like $6.99 a piece, or you can order all. You know, it's the first 3 books of the series. I hope to eventually put out more. Like I said, I want it to be an entire brand, to be a series of books plus the animated series and even a merchandising line with just different apparel and bedding and, you know, accessories for those books.
And so is this the front cover of it, and she's wearing her hat, I guess it would be an apple hat as they used to call them. Is that your style? Was that your style as a preteen and a teenager? Is that, because you said...
Yeah, actually it was a picture that I had given, it was an older picture of me, but I had given it to the illustrator. And so he did that off of a picture that I given him of myself. And I didn't have a hat on that.
So how, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that I said to my husband, I said, I wonder if this is based on Deshawn when she was little, because her character and she is just so cute. So he did a really, really good job illustrating her. And I am definitely going to, you're welcome, order your books for my cousins, my preteen cousins. I have a huge family.
Huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about your high school preparation. Now let's speak to college for the youth, for the boys and girls. What was college life like? Describe being at Michigan State University, and describe to them what college life is like so they can feel it. Because back in our day when we were coming through, we went to the movie theater and we saw School Days. And School Days prepped me for college. I said, yes, I'm going there. I'm going to enjoy myself. So for people who, you know, that was 87, and now this is 2019. For you would be the conduit for which they would be able to hear something and give uplifting words and inspiring words concerning college. So what was that experience like for the 4 years that you were there?
Okay, so I went to 91, I think 91 to 2000. I graduated in 95, so I went to 96, I guess.
Okay.
So Michigan State, it wasn't like School Days. But,
yeah, I can imagine that.
You know, college can be... Right. And my middle son is actually getting ready. He signed with Michigan State Well, he didn't sign yet. He can't sign until December, but he's going to play football there.
Okay.
And, of course, his father went there, his uncle went there, so he's like a legacy recruit, and he'll be an early enrollee there. And then my oldest son, he's in his 3rd year of college. Okay. So, and I'm sure maybe they'll have different experiences than I did, but college was very fun. College can be whatever you make of it. Now, like I said before, in my teen years, I had a lot of experiences and, did a lot of different things, and so, like, by the time I got to college, I kind of, had did everything already, so I didn't have, a wild experience like you hear people have, so, because I kind of had already did a lot of stuff already, but, you have to kind of stay focused because you're not going to have your parents there on top of you. So you got to balance school, work, if you're working, and your party time. No one's going to be there, on top of you to make sure you're doing things. So you have to, work on time management. And, it can be a lot of fun. It's a great experience. I think it's a great experience to get away. To go away to college and experience that life. And that's kind of how you just kind of grow up. But I met Eric my freshman year. We didn't start dating until the 2nd semester. So for the most part, I was with him a lot of the time. So I didn't join a sorority. I have a lot of friends that did. I was always religious. I was always with him. So I didn't really have an interest in joining one, but that's a big part of it, from what I understand. A lot of people thought I was an AKA because my foundation colors were taking green.
Okay. Okay, now, before you continue on with that, did you have any conflict with the one of the Divine Nine over the pink and green?
Well, no, because like I said, I didn't join. I wasn't a part of any sororities. I wasn't really a part of that world. Okay. And I just simply picked pink and green because I like that color of my foundation. Some people just assume that I'm an AKA. But I never, but I have friends, of course, that join different sororities. But college can be everything that you make it to be. There's a lot of things to experience. It's just good to have a good head on your shoulders and, not to get too caught up.
One of our viewers said, one of our viewers just wrote, she said, I love the name, Lil Shawnee. She loves the name. And that's Shawnee. We want to shout out to Shawnee. We want to shout out to Pamela, who just chimed in. Scott, Dwayne, Crystal, another Scott, Tamika, and Pamela, who just chimed in, who are watching us right now. Okay, this is what we always try to express to our niece and nephew about college. So now that we have you on the line, can you expound upon or explain the difference between high school and college courses? The difference, the freedom that you have in arranging your schedule in college versus the more rigidness of high school.
Right, it's not as much structure. So in high school, there's a lot of structure there. They tell you what to take, when to take it, and all of that. In college, you'll meet with your counselor, you'll have your guide, but you pretty much set up your own schedule. And, some days you might have 2 classes, some days you might have no classes. And, you just have to really kind of balance everything out with your scheduling, because you want to have time for your homework, and you want to have time for work if you're working. So it's really going to be like a balance thing. But, they have counselors to help you out with all of that. But, it's not going to be someone telling you what to do. You're kind of in control over it. So it's going to have to be a lot of self-discipline.
So thank you for expressing that for the youth who are watching this. Now let's talk about the Deshawn Snow Family Foundation, what it is, what it does, and what's the next, what the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years look like for the foundation.
Okay, so I don't have the foundation right now. I closed the public operating foundation. I was going to open up a family foundation, but I didn't get around to, I haven't opened it yet. But when I do, it's going to serve, still help the young women, but also single mothers or, divorced mothers. Anybody that kind of went through like a major life transition that kind of need a little help and help them with empowering and help them with bills, different things. Help them get back on their feet. Kind of want to give them a hand up, not a hand out.
Right. Not a handout.
So,
Not a handout.
credit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
business, starting businesses, credit, just a lot of different resources.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead.
No, I was just thinking about how, like I said, season 1, your foundation, you help coordinate different charities, so that's just something that you have always done. You have always been giving to the community and there for the community. You've always been a mentor from day one. I don't know if you realize this or not, but you have always, whether you've known it or not, you're welcome. You've been a mentor and a great role model. So when we were preparing for the show, as far as self-esteem guru, that you are, So, do you?
Yeah, I did a lot. Then when I took this time off, all these years off a little bit, people say, you let your ministry die, you let your ministry. And I think that is true. You should never, I felt like I had to, get myself together before I could try to help someone else. So then what I realized is when you're going through things, you can't just shut yourself off. You have to still be available to help others because, for example, even though you may only be at chapter 12 in your story, there's so much at chapter 2 trying to get to chapter 3. You know what I'm saying? So you're always a little bit further than someone else. You know what I'm saying? There's always someone that's not as far ahead as you are in a journey. So you should never feel like you cannot be of service. Everyone can be of service regardless of their situation. Because you are, you just look at it and you realize you are a lot further than what you were a month ago, a day ago, a week ago. And if you are, then people behind you that's not even there. So, I made a mistake. Well, it wasn't a mistake. Everybody process, I just have to go through what I have to go through. But, for me, I wasn't doing a lot because I needed to just get clarity and get clear and just kind of go through my stuff. But, I would encourage others to not do that, to always because you can always help someone else. Even if you're not where you want to be, you still, can be a lot further than someone else, and someone else can probably glean from you.
Then so let's go deep into that real quick. How long does it take for the healing process, and how did you find it in yourself to still help others while you were going through your healing process?
So everybody's journey is different, and healing is everybody's journey is different. You can make strides. You can do, you're going to be a lot further along, and something happens, and then you 50 feet backwards. So it's a journey in itself, and everybody's journey is different. So what you have to do is, as long as you have your hope, and you know that you're going to always get through it, because God never ends on the negative. So if it's negative, not the end. So you have something that you have a strong spiritual foundation, then and we're all getting better. And so what I try to help others with is, one, I tell them, be kind to yourself. The number one thing is to be kind to yourself, because you can get down on yourself because you figure you should better, you should be far enough past this. Anything that happens is different triggers and all of that. So everybody's journey is just different. And then, like I said, in terms of how was I helping others, I have, I just have a close, very, very tight circle around me. And, they would tell me that I was still inspiring them too. But, I didn't feel like I was, because I felt like I was just a mess. So, that's why I like to say, you may think you're the best, but to others, you can still be their inspiration. So don't, shut yourself out. I kind of shut myself out, though, so I didn't help as many people as I could have. But, now, that's why I'm so I'm so passionate about it now.
Yes.
And even with other women, telling them, don't do like what I did, be there and help someone. Even if it's, you don't have to be on the public thing, even if it's just somebody within your family or whatever. Because you never know who's watching.
That's right. Somebody's watching. Someone younger is watching you, and they will come to you later and say, I used to see you and you were an inspiration to me, and you probably wouldn't even know that that person was even watching you or looking at you.
Right. That's just that you just showing up, which is, you know, great in class, and, you know, when we show up, people just say, you know, people say stuff like that, I mean, like a church, whatever, you show up, because, yeah, you show up, you know, somebody else is going to not show up, you just never know who you're affecting.
Never know who you're affecting. So in closing, can we make news here? You know, the tease that I got from the information was, is it possible that we're going to see you on this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta? Can we make news?
I don't know.
Okay, your phone sounds like your phone sounds like you're underwater. We want to get what you're saying here.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. So
I think you'll definitely see me on TV again. You know, we have a lot of projects that we're working on. In terms of how it's going, I don't know. I mean, you know, I haven't heard from them, so.
So we're not making news. So we'll leave it right there.
Well, we made news because she's working on other projects.
Yeah, but we made news with
But I wasn't
everything.
on other projects. You'll definitely see me again.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see you again because we see you in the pictures, we see you on the internet, we're going to see you on TV again, we're going to see you with the Lil Shawnee series already in book form, but we're going to see it in film form. Let's put the prayers up so all this comes into full fruition and comes to reality.
Yeah, because it's a wonderful series, and like I said, I mean, even though I will be purchasing books for relatives, I'm gonna get a set for myself because
do the puzzles.
Right, you know, the word searches. But I just love, like for instance, I'm a fan of. I watch That's So Raised and Right, so I'm still, you know, I love shows like that, you know, teen shows, and so but yeah, I'm looking forward to reading the series. I'm looking forward to the program. Because like I said, those characters are interesting, and for everyone that's listening, even though, you know, we're talking about Lil Shawnee, the series that helps preteens, I mean, hey, pick up some for like your daughters, nieces, and nephews, or pick up the series for yourself. Because like I said, it's just, the characters are interesting.
Because the teachings that are there,
right,
it helps everyone. Plus
right.
It's based on scripture from the Bible.
Right.
That's most important. We have to put that out there, that it is teaching people how to be have self-esteem, high self-esteem, through a Christian stance in life.
And that's for people of all ages.
Because that's what I got from it. Is that where you were going?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely, you know, spiritual dad, you know, it's always something that spiritually has, right? Everything we do is always a bigger reason, and it's always someone bigger than us. And so, when you have this spiritual foundation, then you kind of look at things differently. You kind of get this storm or obstacles differently because you already know what the promises are.
You already know what the promises are. It's one part in there where she talks with, there's the Bible scripture, the passage where they talk about how Jesus has told you that if you pray to him for that, they will a person who will give you guidance will be sent to you that will walk with you for the whole of your life. And that's where the guardian, like the guardian angel, I would call her, or the what is it, the fairy godmother? Yeah. Where she comes into play and she's walking with you, and that some people would call that intuition.
Right, Holy Spirit, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, really, well, they are really, in this case, her Holy Spirit, but, you know, played out, and it's just someone that she can see. And because it's for little girls, you know, she's very pretty and sparkly, looks pretty dressed and all of that.
Yeah, we're very
And she's really just her spiritual guide, her inner spiritual guide, kind of giving her, you know, different perspectives on things. And helping her to make the right choices and to overcome negative situations, to give her inner strength.
Okay, so in closing here, I sound like one of my favorite speakers. We said in closing 20 minutes ago. So in closing here, give them the various websites again where they can get in contact with you so that they can stay in contact with you, order all of the merchandise and the products that you are doing, and people who are looking for luxury homes, who are constantly on the move in that particular lifestyle. Give them all that information.
You can follow me on Instagram at my name, Deshawn Snow, Facebook, Deshawn Snow. You can go to DeshawnSnow.com, and I'll link you to the book, which is LilShawnee.com, and I'll link you to my real estate page as well. And I'm also working on my personal book. So, follow me on social media and all of that. Just stay tuned for more news. We'll be announcing something hopefully soon. But there's a lot of good things in the works. I'm really excited. I'm really, focused and ready to just get back out there and just to be used.
Yeah, we're excited too. We want to thank Deshawn Snow for calling in and having this interview. And you have been listening to the words of Deshawn Snow on the film review. And we want to thank you again for calling in. And we hope to speak to you again in the future.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right, people. So that was Deshawn Snow. And for people who did not know, now you know. And this is an exclusive on the Film Review. Movies, music, culture, politics, and society podcast. All right. So as we move forward here, so how did you? This is the first time we spoke to her. So how did you like?
I liked her. She was really nice. Just like from watching the show. She keeps it real because on the show she's a kind person, warm. She cares about her family and community. And speaking with her, I mean, I could tell. That is what we saw on the show is who she is. So it was really, really great to speak to her, and it was great to let her know how her series is really nice. So like I said, it doesn't matter if you have daughters or nieces or nephews. I mean, just, pick it up. Even if you want to read it for yourself, because like I said, the characters are really interesting. And no age limit. Even though, it's for preteens, definitely pick it up. Because like I was saying, I love watching That's So Raven or the new show Raven's Home, family shows, So the books, the series gives me a feel of a family type, spiritual type friendships. And you're seeing these young ladies go through a journey in which we all through life, like she said, it doesn't matter where you all are in life, you go through some type of journey in your life, right?
So you should own those series of books. So
yeah,
we want to make sure that you go to LilShawnee.com. That's LilShawnee.com, or simply Google Deshawn Snow space Lil Shawnee, and it'll come up, and then you'll be able to go to the website, and she's connected through that website, and you can go there and you can interview. You can talk to her people and order the products, and go from there.
I love how her books are affordable.
When she said the price, I was like, we have no restriction on saying price. Right. So when she said the price, that was good. That was real good, right? So look, people, up next here, we're going to talk about Lordland Theater. That's right, Lordland Theater, right? I think that people should definitely reach out to advertise, to promote and market your business on Lordland Theater. Let me tell you something. Every time that Lordland Theater, a new episode comes out, it automatically gets up to 250 hits, and then it springboards from there. So automatically you get 250 people, 250 eyeballs looking at you right there on Lordland Theater, right? Written, produced, directed, edited, and starring myself and great actors from Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and Cleveland and Atlanta act opposite me in Lordland Theater. That's right. So to get in contact with me, Lordland Enterprises at hotmail.com. That's Lordland Enterprises. Make sure you put the S at the end of enterprise and don't just say enterprise. Put S at hotmail.com. Lordland Enterprises at hotmail.com. Or you can simply inbox me or DM me on IG and then, send your bio in. And then you can act in an episode in season 2 and season 3 of Lordland Theater. And now while we're on it, I talked about this on Talk Live, TFR Talk Live, where we talked about how we are offering packages, promotion, marketing packages. Either you can be an ad partner or you can be a sponsor of one of the film review shows, movies, music, culture, politics, and society. And we have various packages, but we have a new package that we just dropped where we will come out to your business establishment, write a script especially for you, and you will be in an episode of Lordland Theater. Take it from me. I was in retail for 15 years, and believe me, I was in the public, so I was good at it, but I also had a background in theater, right? And acting, right? And writing scripts. And so I took that to create this, and we will come out and do this. Now, I don't want anybody biting this, okay? Like we talked about it. We don't want nobody biting it because, that's on the show on Talk Live, the Film Review Talk Live show. You can see that up. It's up on the Crazy 99 page. Okay. We talked about it, right? We don't want anybody biting it. You wanna know why? We don't want nobody biting it because all it's going to be is dust and the sound quality is going to be horrible. You want to know why? Because their heart wasn't in it. They just were biting. And when you bite, it's not good. It's never good, and that's the way it is. So this is an original concept. What's up to Gary D. James? That's the infamous DJ Remix. He chimed in. So don't do that. Try not to be a biter. So that's Lordland Theater.
Does everyone have their list?
Oh yeah, that's right. And tonight we are going to talk about, let me put this back up. We're going to talk about the top 10 comedians of all time.
Who are your favorites?
Who are your favorite
This is hard.
top 10 comedians of all time, right? But here at the Film Review, Movies, Music, Culture, Politics, and Society podcast, we always have what you would call actual, well, we don't always have it, but we are having it now. We have what you call vignettes, video vignettes to go through. So, listen, I have my top 10. My wife has her top 10. Because, we interviewed Bruce. And Bruce dropped his top comics. And we're going to go through it, and we'll be right back after this. So let's get into it and listen to Bruce. Let me go over here because I also have it ready for my blog talk people.
Hey, you know me, I'm Bruce, Atlanta's finest, and you're looking at and you're listening to the Film Review.
Who are your top 5 comedians?
Top 5 comedians? You mean of all time?
All time.
Anybody, black, white?
Let's go black first.
Okay, black. Of course, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Bill Cosby. Let me see. Red Fox, Bill Cosby, Richard Pryor, Baby Kids, Robin Harris. And this is old school now. Let me see one more.
What about Rudy Ray?
Rudy Ray Moore? Knew him personally.
Oh, man.
He was the best blue comedian in the world. When I say blue,
Yes.
I mean, he was blue, but he was...
I like blue.
He was good friend of mine. I knew him before he passed. I met Robin Harris before he passed. Red Fox was the nicest guy I ever met in my life. Just the sweetest guy you ever want to meet. Eddie? Good heart. Red Fox.
No, I'm saying Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy? Never met him.
But you
never met.
You didn't put him in the list, though.
Yeah. Eddie was good. I look at his CD now; it's okay. Like I look at Rich Pryor, I think it's okay. I think it's changing with the times. Because Rudy Ray Moore, my uncle thought he was the funniest dude in the world. When I listen to him now, I'm like, Rudy, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? But it changes with the time. Eddie was the man. Oh, Delirious, and he was the man. Paul Mooney wasn't my favorite. He's good. He's a great writer, but he got like 19 personalities. He does. That man is weird. White comedians, Milton Berle. Foster Brooks. Bob Hope. Quick with one-liners. Henny Youngman. You ever heard of him?
Yeah.
I thought Henny was a perfectionist. Joan Rivers. We talking about. We talking about and Phyllis Diller.
But you put females in.
Oh yeah, man. Flip Wilson was a comedic actor. Yeah. He was a stand-up, but his comedic acting was better. When he did Geraldine, when he did The Preacher. The devil made me. Yeah, when he did The Preacher, you know. Yeah. But and Flip Wilson, he had little man syndrome. You know, he's a little dude, about 5'3", 5'4". You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So he had the little man syndrome. If you ever seen his show and you see him standing around other guys, they're much taller than him. You know what I'm saying? And he had it bad. You know, he wanted to be a big man so bad. But he's from Jersey, good dude. I like Andy Griffin. Andy Griffin was a comedic actor and also a stand-up though.
Was he?
Yeah. He got a CD I called Let's Go Play Football. And if you listen to it, he's talking about football. Hey, you know me, I'm Bruce, Atlanta's finest. And you're looking at and you're listening to the Film Review.
All right, people. So we are back. So that was Bruce's top situation. Yes. So like I said, we're back. And that was Bruce's top comments.
Yeah, he had a good list.
He had a good list. Now we're going through the list right here of the top comments. All right. First of all, let me say this, just a shameless plug. The countries that are actually listening to us right now along with America, the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, Italy, Turkey, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, and Australia. We want to shout out to them because they actually are sitting there and they are watching us and they are downloading the podcast and watching the podcast, and we are appreciating. We're trying to get more of those countries. We need all of the countries watching us, right? We want all the countries. So shout out to the United States and all of the places that are watching us. Do you understand? Because we are building here at the Film Review, movies, music, culture, politics, and society. And here we go, people. Oh yeah, you know what? We started with Deshawn, and arguably that was like a marquee interview. One of our first, right? Won't be our last. We got a big one coming up, and I think that people should get with me because it's gonna be a lot of eyeballs on that one, like it's gonna be on this one when we blow it out, right? So listen, I think that people should get with me because we got a big one coming up that we're gonna show. We might even do a special show on Thursday just to bring this out, right? But we got a big one on the horizon, and I think that advertisers, business owners should get with us. There'll be a lot of eyeballs on that, so that means there's going to be those many eyeballs looking at your business, advertising, promoting your business right here on the Film Review, movies, music, culture, politics, and society. Okay, so now this is my top 10 comic list. Okay. Now, I'm going to go through, I have it written down, but I don't have it in any particular order, right? But I'm going to go through and go through my list. So the first person I'm going to speak on is Rudy Ray Moore. And why do I speak on Rudy Ray Moore? Because not only did he do party records, but he also brought his band of friends along to create a film that has been emulated but never duplicated. Many of the techniques used in the film to shoot the film has been used since then to tell stories, right? Within the blaxploitation era. Now, you know, blaxploitation, the term came from the NAACP president who had a marketing promotions firm. He didn't get the Superfly movie. So then he started saying that it was something negative and it was blaxploitation. So that's what happened.
Rudy doesn't like that.
Yeah, he doesn't like that term, blaxploitation. And Ron O'Neal, if you go to Black Reels on YouTube and search Ron O'Neal on Black Reels, he tells the story about how that happened. Ron O'Neal played Superfly, for those who don't know, right? So he tells a story about how that happened. So that comes from the actor's mouth about what was happening during that time. Superfly was out. Yes, he's from Cleveland, Ohio. You know, started at Caramoo. For those who don't know Caramoo, but you should know because it's internationally known. Okay, but anyways, Rudy Ray Moore. So he's first. So not only did he do comedy records, but he did film. And he did stage stand-up, and he was blue. You know, I like blue. Shawnee said, "Wow, you know, I like blue." You know what I'm saying? What's up to Edward? He chimed in. So he's blue, right? For those who want to call in and give you a list, I hadn't really gave the number out tonight because we were going to handle this duty ourselves. But if you would like to call in and give your top 10 comedy list, 213-943-3358. That's 213-943-3358. The number is right there on the screen. So Rudy Ray Moore, not in any particular order, all right? But I would have him up there because I actually got to meet the man, and he told me I had a nice store. And when you watch Dolomite Is My Name, starring Eddie Murphy, that debuts in the theater on October 4th, and then a week later it comes on Netflix. You will see why he said that. And I interviewed Donald Randell, his manager, and he told us right here on the film review that he worked in the record store. That's right. Okay, so not necessarily number 2, but I'm going through my list. Red Fox. Red Fox, also a man who came from the comedy records. He did comedy records. You know, they were 8-track tapes or vinyl. And so he came from that. He also went from stand-up to going into television and film. So that's another one. So listen, by the time the people from that era had gotten to television or movies, they were seasoned. The Nicholas Brothers, Red Fox, Luanda Page, which I do have to put her down on my list. I didn't have her on the list.
I know I have to add to my list too.
Luanda Page. Okay, listen. So, party records, film, television, Red Fox, comedy specials on VHS. Right? All that should be, whoever his estate is, they should put all that back out because his comedy is timeless. He tells his joke about his brother being a sailor. That is just hilarious, okay? Okay, look. My next comedy person is Blowfly. Blowfly was the rapping comic, right? He put out records where he was rhyming. If you have never heard the one about Darth Vader, or you've never heard Convoy, or that whole album, you know what I mean? Blowfly, and all these people who I've named so far, hip hop has been influenced by, especially Rudy Ray Moore. But the hip hop has been influenced by it. They use cuts of their records, cuts of their stand up in their records, had them actually come on their records and perform. That don't sound too good when I'm talking about blue comedians, them coming on the record. But anyhow, let's keep moving forward. Okay, so now my next, right? But about Blowfly. Blowfly is underrated. For one thing, he was a musician who played an instrument, but he was the front man. He was a singer, but then he got into this blue comedy where he was kind of rhyme singing and then later just rhyming the comedy. And these albums are blue as you can get, but it is hilarious, and you will be laughing. You will be going, ooh! I can't believe he was saying that back in the 1980s. Late 70s, early 80s, right? Can't believe that he was saying that, right? So, Blowfly, right? My next comedian, this will be number 4, but it's not in order. Richard Pryor. Comedy albums, 8-track tapes again, film, television, and like I said, by the time these people get to the screen, the big screen or the small screen or the in-between screen, they are polished. Richard Pryor tells a joke about the chokehold, right? That is timeless. I mean, it's like he's laughing at it. They putting these dudes on in chokeholds, right? And the chokehold, he uncovered the chokehold, and then a few years later in the 80s, then NWA comes out and they use it. Well, King T actually uses it in Fit and Act a Fool. They got a chokehold, and then you hear it, and so it permeates. So he influenced hip hop influenced hip hop to be conscious. He's a conscious comedian early on, but you know what I noticed about Richard? Let's see what Shawnee said real quick. True, Red Fox was hilarious. Rudy Ray Moore was the man. Listen, what I noticed about Richard Pryor later in life is just my opinion. He gave up. He started his film company, right? And once he got into the upper echelon inner workings, he kind of like gave up on that there would be a solution to what he was talking about in those early records. He didn't think that there would be a solution to race, so he kind of, in my opinion, kind of came down and conformed to it and became more of less of a blue comic and more into an everyday family comic. Remember he had that show on CBS?
Yeah.
Pryor's Place?
Yeah.
And so he kind of changed and he gave up. I mean, you know, as you get older and then the other situations that he might have went through, right? Now, another conscious comic who has not given up is Dave Chappelle. Now, if I'm going to have number 1, I'm going to go through the list, but if I'm going to have a joint number 1, I'm going to go through it. But Dave Chappelle, to me, right now, cutting edge, using everything that the first comics that I mentioned here, he's cognizant of, and he utilizes elements of them, but he's still original. I would put him as a number 1, but there's another comic that I would say is joint, right? Joint number 1, but we're going to get to that. So Dave Chappelle walked away from $50 million to keep himself free. To keep himself free. Free meant everything. What's going on to Sandra? I see she just chimed in. To keep himself free, he made sure that he walked away from $50 million, whereas certain people, even in his camp, were saying that you're crazy. You know, and then Richard Pryor had an album that said that crazy, right? Right? But we can't say that word right here. We don't want them to cut us off, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to fool with the signal. So Dave Chappelle, comedy show, is still, everything he talks about is still current. Stand-up, inking deals where he got his $50 million after all.
But if you can remember, like, way before the TV show and we were like, you know, fans of Dave Chappelle, like way before, like
Men in Tights,
like from day one, you know. So it's hilarious.
And then he did a stand-up. He talks about Iceberg Slim, and he tells a story in his stand-up. That's when, and right after he left, we went down to the amphitheater down there. After he left off the television, he came down, and it had to be 20,000 people in that amphitheater, right? And we're sitting there, and he tells a story. If you ever get a chance to hear him tell a story about Iceberg Slim, it's just one. If anyone, I happen to have been listening to Iceberg Slim's audiobooks, and I was like, oh, this guy, okay, I know this story, but you have to hear that story. The way he tells it is great. Now, another conscious comedian. You notice I have a lot of conscious comedians in the row. Rudy Ray Moore was conscious too, but people more categorize him as blue. So all these people were conscious of what was going on, but these people actually put it out within their framework of speaking. Okay, Paul Mooney. Now we know that Paul Mooney is going through a few problems, right? There's a few problems that
but
Paul
his
Mooney is going through. But his artistry is
he wrote for many people.
He wrote for many
including
people.
Richard Pryor with Roseanne.
They're trying to deny that he actually wrote for Richard Pryor. That's what the Bodyguard is saying on Comedy Hype, but I don't know how much that is. I could hear him in it. And I could hear him out in the audience a lot of times laughing at what Richard was saying, right? Okay, so Paul Mooney, stand-up records, stand-up on television before, right?
Right.
Wrote a lot of the sketches in Richard Pryor's show on NBC. Stand-up albums. His stand-up performances. Let me tell you something. If you have never seen a Paul Mooney show,
yes, you have to.
If you have never seen a Paul Mooney show,
you may become part of the act.
You may become part of the act because Paul Mooney, he will start out. He sits up and he starts out and he talks about every group of people, and the audience is usually majority white, right? And he's talking about every possible group, and everybody is just laughing. Everybody, all the different people in their ages, blacks, all of them are laughing, but it's majority white audiences that go to the comedy clubs, right? And so then he starts in on talking about the Caucasian, the hypocrisy, the depth of everything. He has this joke about why'd you want to, crazy white man, why'd you want to see him? Why'd you kill him? I just want to see him dead. You have to see this man in stand-up, okay? Paul Mooney, it's the way the audience shifts. The laughing isn't there anymore. All of a sudden, people are laughing. All the other people, black folks are rolling. But then the person stopped and started turning red, and it's just really, so Paul Mooney, a conscious comedian. If you ever see any of his specials, you can probably go to YouTube and see some of his specials. Go to Real Black and, put and watch the thing about in 1985, it was something that came out about Black Hollywood. You need to watch that and you'll get a chance of who he is.
Yeah, because when you just mentioned Paul Mooney, I just thought of another kind of comedian.
Yeah, so
I'm going to see if this person is on your list, because I have to add them to mine.
Eddie Murphy. Yes. Eddie Murphy burnt up the strip. He burnt up the track when he came out. Raw, delirious. When he came out, and he tells on the comedy record, if you ever had a chance to have the vinyl, 33 1/3, different than the actual video that came out, he tells the people, if you thought that we were going to be doing Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood in Gumby, this isn't that show. So if you brought your kids, they're getting ready to hear something, right? So he puts it in his own words. But Eddie Murphy, Saturday Night Live. First, he's a stand-up comedian. He nails Saturday Night Live. Hottest comedian, age 19, 20. Starts producing movies. Has 40, I think he said 47 movies to his credit. Wow. He stops at 40. He stopped at 40 about back in the 90s when he was on, I heard him on an interview. So he's got to have about 47 films right now, right? He is the most prolific person who came from stand-up comedy. And he's talking about, talking about he's dropping with Dolomite and Back to America 2.
Yeah, Coming to America.
Coming to Back to America. Coming to America 2, right? Yeah. So he is one of the most prolific people. Now, Eddie Murphy was conscious, but he didn't necessarily put it in his comedy. it was the way he moved. Right? And nowadays he really doesn't. He sits back. He lets the jealous comic, in my opinion, talk over him, and he's just who he is. He's Eddie. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to do anything but sit there and just deliver. I can't wait to see him as Dolomite. And I can't wait to see what they did. That's what Shawnee said. Lavelle Crawford.
He's hilarious.
Lavelle Crawford. That's on your right up your whole list, Shawnee, so we can read it. Yeah, call in. 213-943-3358. Put it together a 5 or 10 list, and we like to hear what your list is, right? You know, another conscious comment. This person would share number one status with Dave Chappelle, and that is Dick Gregory.
Yes.
Dick Gregory is on my list, and like I'm not reading in any order, but Dick Gregory would be number 1 and number 2 with Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle is in the line of the great comics: Richard Pryor, Paul Mooney, Dick Gregory. But Dick Gregory did not only speak on social issues in his comedy, he put his money where his mouth was. He, along with Harry Belafonte, helped to fund the civil rights movement, the movement of Martin Luther King. Much of those financial dollars came from Harry Belafonte and Dick Gregory. And for Dick Gregory to, the way his son describes how Dick Gregory was said that I had to go to the hospital, and he was looking around the room, and his son said, "Oh, you're gonna be back," and he was like, "No, not this time." He was in tune with his body, and his son said it was like he was just looking around the room at his last time and everything before he went into the hospital, and he departed in the hospital with his wife and his family by his side. How apropos for a person who really fought the struggle, who could have, in the height, he could have went and said, "I give up," and just take the money and run, but he stayed in to the end, till the end. So that's why Dick Gregory, and I believe that Dave Chappelle is in that ilk, and I believe that that's the way that man is, and so they share right now 1 and 2. Dick Gregory, not only a stand-up comedian at the Playboy Mansion, stand-up comedian, stand-up specials, activist out there in the community, told the story about and showed the video about the man who said that the shot was coming and he moved out the way before the shot on Martin Luther King, and showed the video where the man was on the news program, and it kind of was a Freudian slip and let you know that maybe that guy was an agent. Right? He met Dick Gregory, and Dick Gregory had the book that we can't say the word, like we can't say the word. He made the words, but we flipped it. But he had the end book, right? And I've told that story before. It was sitting there in my Catholic school, sitting up there on the radiator, and I grabbed one and thumbed through it. And in the pictures of him on the big bass drum, because he was in marching band, they had wrote, "Go back to the motherland in." I said, well, shoot, they don't deserve this book. I found one that was clean. I took it, I read it, and it opened my eyes as a sophomore in high school, right? Dick Gregory. Now, newer comics, right? What did Shawnee say? Dick Gregory is king, great person. Okay. Deion Cole, we just went to go see Deion Cole.
Hilarious,
right?
he is.
So he has to be in the list because he is a thinking man's comic. He is a thinking man's comic, and he'll have you analyzing things. There's certain things that when his special comes out, it's supposed to come out in September on Netflix. Make sure you watch it. He tells this one joke. We talked about it when we reviewed the stand-up show a couple of episodes ago, because we're on 75. I think that was 73. Oh, wow. We are moving 75 episodes of the film review, movies, music, culture, politics, and society. So Deion Cole, we talked about him there when we reviewed the show. J.J. Walker. Now,
he's fun.
J.J. Walker has never been off of television for 47 years. Wow. 40 something years, right. They said.
And that was the first time seeing him in stand-up. We've seen him on Good Times.
And I can tell you that we never saw him in stand-up, but if he was anything like he was, he hadn't missed a trick.
Right.
Because he was nailing that stuff.
Yeah, it was nice to see him.
It was nice to see him, and we did an impromptu interview with him. So that is within the 10. And like I said, Dave Chappelle and Dick Gregory would share number 1. Now we have some honorable mentions, right? Another conscious comic, Tommy Davidson.
Yes.
Tommy Davidson knows how to not only deliver what he's talking about in a conscious framework, but he also knows how to work on the audience, right? And knows how far to go when he's roasting an audience member, right?
As well as a real cool human being.
Yeah. Met him, interviewed him. That interview is up, right? D.L. Hewley. You know, I'm thinking of these people as it goes along. D.L. Hewley, another person that is a conscious comic, right? That he puts it across to you, and he knows how to definitely roast the audience.
Yeah,
I mean, it's so many more. Bernie Mac is so many more, right? Yeah. Flip Wilson, not only a comic, but then he had a television program and was able to be a comedic actor, which is, there's a difference. And then, of course, another person that has had trouble, that I believe was a conscious comedian at one time, was Bill Cosby. Yeah. Bill Cosby is in trouble now, but you do not throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Saw him.
We saw him. We saw him. And what was funny about seeing him was that was the last time that he was doing his friend. He was coming with the Hello Friend campaign. Yeah. And that was the last time that he did stand up, and we were not able to hear him finish because there was a female heckler in the audience. A female heckler. So let me run this down. Now those are all males, and I have a female list too. So we're gonna run it down. Not in so much order. Okay. Now I'm not gonna go into description because we're going here. But LaWanda Page, Moms Mabel, Cheryl Underwood, Whoopi Goldberg, Tiffany Haddish, and Lou Nell. And what did they have in common? Like Lou Nell is blue, LaWanda Page is blue. Moms Mabel just knew how to tell stories, and she would change into this presentation of Moms Mabel. When you seen her off stage, she was dressed in a 3-piece suit, and that's what we'll say about that. Okay, so that was my list. So what's your list?
Okay, my list in no particular kinda.
Okay.
Number 1, Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
He's hilarious. Have Chris Rock.
Okay.
He's hilarious.
All right.
Lou Nell. Love her. D.L. Hewley, Eddie Griffin, Dick Gregory, Bernie Mac, Richard Pryor, George Lopez, Cheryl Underwood, Damon Wayans, Bruce, Dolomite, Marlon Wayans, Eddie Murphy, Moms Mabel. You know what's really funny also? Whoopi Goldberg. When you look at her early stuff, whenever she does.
Okay, so why did you choose the people you chose? Is that your actual order?
No.
Well, okay. So why did you mention Dave Chappelle?
Well, actually, number 1 is Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
And then Chris Rock. I love him. I mean, because I love all of these comedians. Because they're hilarious, and they all have their own different style, right? Some of them are conscious, some of them are just hilarious, right? And none of them seem to fail. Like whenever I see one of their shows, a stand-up, or Marlon Wayans, his stand-up, as well as his film. Like we just reviewed his film a few episodes ago. Just hilarious. So all of these comedians, I have never been let down once. You know, whether it's in a stand-up, whether it's on film, you know, they never disappoint.
Never disappoint.
Yeah, and then you have Monique. She's hilarious. We mentioned Cheryl Underwood. Met her. She's so sweet.
Yes, that interview was up. We interviewed her in.
So I mean, it's just So many great comedians.
Let's see. Shawnee said, I like Monique too. D'Angelo Allen, I see he just chimed in. What's going on with D'Angelo? How you doing? Who's your top 10 comedians, comics of all time? Put that list, put a few names up, we'll read them over. All right, so that was our top 10.
Right. Joan Rivers, can't forget about her. I was a little girl, and I would see Joan Rivers like on television. She would be on the Late Show, and she would be on Arsenio Hall a lot, right, too. And I would just be like, oh my gosh, this woman is funny. So as a kid, laughing at her jokes, you know, some of the adult humor, you know. But I don't know. I love Joan Rivers. She was a loss also when she passed. She's hilarious. And also Sandra Bernhardt is hilarious also. So
yeah. So now, people, it's now time to.
No.
Who's your
so many great comedians.
Who?
George Wallace.
George
Wallace is hilarious.
Wallace.
Extremely hilarious.
And you know, it's only a 1 degree of separation between him, Seinfeld, and Eddie Murphy. It's only, you know, within that time.
Jonathan Holcomb is hilarious.
Yeah, Jonathan Slocum.
It is Slocum.
Right, Jonathan Slocum. Christian comedian. Hilarious, right.
Yeah,
so many.
Kevin Hart. You know what? Cat Williams. Love Cat Williams.
So many.
Cat Williams never disappoints.
I
mean, he's the type of comedian. It's like, you know how you watch different comedians and they'll have you laughing. Okay, not Kevin Hart. I mean, well, he's funny too. But Cat Williams will have you laughing and your stomach gets sore from laughing so much. Cat Williams is a fool in a good way. He's
D'Angelo
hilarious.
said,
Hey, D'Angelo. Yeah, Cat Williams. It's hilarious.
I mean, there's so many comedians, but the ones on the list are like definitive that have continued through success, a through line of success, right?
Yeah.
Now, so for people,
yeah.
Yeah. LeBlack Williams, he chimed in. What's going on, LeBlack?
Yeah.
Listen. For those who just chimed in late, we had the interview first with Deshawn Snow, right? So when you get through watching, rewind back and watch it from the beginning.
Yeah, she
we have
is
the interview.
One of the original Housewives of Atlanta, season 1.
Shawnee said, Cat is funny as hell.
Yeah, he is. He's hilarious.
So you can go through and watch that.
Yeah.
But now we're getting ready to talk about the two shows that we are reviewing today on the film review. Right? Yeah. And the two shows, the first.
Yeah. Both shows you can watch on Amazon Prime.
No, one is Amazon, one is
both are Amazon.
One is Showtime.
No, both Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Because The Boys, right?
Boys,
Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And Carnival.
Okay, Carnival. Okay, so Carnival Row, people. You can get the list up of the actors, right? Carnival Row is set in fictitious England. I'll say it's around about the 1700s in England. It's like there's a war. It's possibly before World War I. Right? So it's set within that time period, and it's set within a fictitious England, right? London, England, right? And so you see so you're introduced to this world of fairies and human beings,
werewolves.
What else? What else?
What do you call those things? They call
them buck. They're centurions, but they call them pucks. That's what they call them. Pucks. You see those, and it is I'm waiting to see some gnomes. I'm waiting for it to jump the shark.
Vampires.
I'm getting some vampires.
Great
they're gonna
writing.
be coming. Great writing. Okay, so look. So you're introduced to this world, and you're introduced. It's war torn at the time,
right?
And you're introduced to this English army that is tracking to this mysterious area that has large steel doors, and it's like they're trying to get in, and they talk to the person, and you kind of find out that it is a fairy community, and it's fairies, and they come in, and somehow within between time, the fairy protagonist and the human being protagonist, they get together and they have this love affair. And this is where the story begins, right?
But it's just so much more. Like, it's just full of action. It's full of great writing. With horror, it's also a thriller, suspense.
Yes, suspense.
Great cast, starring. You want to go on?
Whoa. What I like about it before we get into the cast is that you can binge watch it and go through the episodes. And nowadays, episodes are usually about 6 or 8. So it's 8 episodes, and you can watch them at your leisure. We watched it in 3 days.
Yes, 3 days.
You know what I'm saying? And it is a beautiful piece. So let's go through the cast real quick.
Great cast. The acting is superb. Being led by Orlando Bloom, Kira Delevingne, also starring Tamsin Merchant, Carla Crone, Jared Harris, Andrew Gore, Simon McBurney, and Anna Russ.
You know, they're leaving somebody out.
Oh yeah, the one actor. Yeah.
Where's the pug?
Yeah.
Now we got to have him in there because he is a main element of the story, and we can't get his name.
And his dialogue is powerful.
Yeah, his dialogue, his whole stance is incredible. For them not to have him listed.
David Ghazi.
Let's see. I think.
Let's see.
No picture. Okay, people. So anyway, what we like about the show is that it's set back in that time period, but okay, that's him?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's set back in that time period of like the 1800s, but the way that the story is told with black people in main roles where it is not a subservient type of role. These roles, they are important, intricate to the story, and everyone is basically equal within their station in this story. And the story is moved along, and it's mostly moved along by the dialogue that comes through the black people who are playing in this piece. So we like this piece, right? Now, for those who are faint at heart, if you are faint at heart, right, and you can't take looking at nudity on the screen, well, maybe this show is not for you. But let me tell you something.
Or gore, right?
Or gore, but I'm talking about in particular, the sex scenes are artistic.
Well done, yeah.
They are artistic, and the way that the story is told and the way it's done, it is there, and it's a line because it could be soft porn, but it's not, and so it stays right there on that line, and it delivers the story, and everything is meant, and it's how life actually is when different people come together. When you watch this show, you will see it. The costuming, the acting,
cinematography.
The cinematography, beautifully done. They held back no expense on telling this story.
This is visually beautiful.
It's visually beautiful.
Yeah.
Carnival Rhoa, right? On Amazon, right? You know, on Amazon Prime, right? 8 episodes. You can binge watch them at your leisure, right? I love the way, because it used to be you had to wait a whole week for an episode to come up, like, you know, and you will wait for it and watch it. But the way that it is now, where you can binge watch on these platforms, excellent, beautiful. You can love it, move on, keep it moving, and keep on watching more shows.
And the good news is, they picked up Carnival Row for
second season.
Yeah, season 2.
Season 2.
So next summer, 2020, Carnival
Summer
Row
20,
season
Carnival
2.
Row. So what would you rate Carnival Row?
Oh, definitely a 10. I would give it a 10 because well acted, visually beautiful. We talked about scenes when we were watching the show, and because I don't want to give anything away.
Camera angle.
This one specific camera angle between these two characters.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done.
Like you said, the costumes. Just the well done, beautiful. Like the fairy, or they call them fair.
Yeah, call them
costumes.
fair.
Yeah, and like their wings, like in certain
They glow.
areas, scenes, they glow. You know,
Yeah, so you had to see it.
so artistic, just beautifully done.
It
The
is.
costumes. The one character we talked about, the pug.
Puck. I think they call them Puck.
Puck. Yeah, and the thing about it is they're in various races, the pucks. So you have like a black puck, a white puck, an Asian puck, a Latino puck, and you know, and the costumes are just beautiful. Well done.
And you can tell their ages by how long their horns are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very well done.
And the dialogue is just witty, you know. Well written.
Well written.
Thought provoking also.
Thought provoking.
Yeah, and with like a great sense of humor in all the right places.
I see Tamika chimed in. What's going on to Tamika?
Hey Tamika.
Listen, so that's a 10.
Definitely
Okay.
a 10. Well done.
I'm giving it a 10 for its artistic expression, the use of color within the images to represent night and heat and cold. Beautifully put down. The cinematography, the acting is A1.
Right.
Orlando Bloom as the detective.
Yes, he does a great
It
job.
is great. And old girl, what's her name again? As the
Cara Delevingne.
Yeah, as the
Fair.
as the fairy, who they become together, they come intertwined in this relationship, and the storyline, it's like it's a mystery, it's action, drama, suspense,
horror,
and there's a mystery in the middle of all of it, and you have to figure out who it is, and then there's a twist that happens,
Well done.
and you are not expecting it.
Nope.
You're not expecting it.
Nope.
It's all within the twist, and so you will not expect
Great
it.
writing. No, it's not lazy writing at all.
Not lazy writing at all.
The twists and the turns and the outcome, you're gonna be like, huh, who?
Yeah,
you know, and
right.
you won't be disappointed by the ending at all.
So so I'm giving it a 10.
Yeah, but
So-
you know what? Although we said costumes, the costumes are really nice. Whoever the costume designer did an excellent job, because during that period, which is this like a Victorian period kind of maybe?
Yeah, 17, 18.
And the clothing is just vivid and beautiful, and the suits are nice,
The
and
dress-
particularly
the dress of the sister. I mean, she's in all kinds of gowns, expensive gowns, all the time throughout the whole thing, and so I mean, it's well put together. So that's a good get out of 10.
and the pug is sharp.
The pug.
The
pug is a dog.
The
So
puck.
Puck. We got the name right.
Which is he's a puck. He's a black puck, because they are coming all shades, and his attire is sharp. He's very distinguished.
And the way that the story, the closing, the 8th episode shows you how the story is going to expand.
Yeah.
The globe. So it's definitely worth watching.
Worth
as Lil
watching.
Shawnee said.
Worth watching.
To go back to what Deshawn Snow is doing, Black Girls Rock is on tonight, honoring Angela Bassett.
Nice.
All right, thanks, Shawnee. It's on tonight. Black Girls Rock.
So the boys.
The boys, that's right, the boys. All right, so let's go here. Let's bring this up. So now, people, the boys, right? Also on Amazon Prime.
Very entertaining.
Now, I don't know what we could say, but let me just say this: that these are not your everyday, average
heroes,
superheroes, right?
Not at all.
But the main heroes of the thing are the boys, right?
Yes.
And the boys are not superheroes at all, but they have come up and devised a way to get rid of the problem, right? Which is the superhero. So now, so you open up and you open up with a robbery scene. And it's a Brinks truck, and it's coming down the street.
Right.
It's coming up the street, and there's two little boys. It's a black boy with dreads and with his crown and his twist, and he's standing there with a white boy, and they're walking up. But here comes this Brinks-like truck, and it's coming, security truck, and it's coming right at them. But then, just as it's about to come, it stopped. I'm not gonna give you the exact details of how it stopped. But that's where it really starts from there, and you find out that superheroes kill people. And that's the first one. But you saw that in the trailer, so that's no giveaway, right?
But you definitely have to watch The Boys because it's nice. It's a nice twist.
Oh yeah, there's a twist.
Superheroes.
There's a major twist. This again is like 7 or 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like 8 episodes.
8 episodes.
Yeah.
And there is a twist in this piece at the end of the last episode that will have you going to where they're going to go. Yeah. But they've been picked up for season 2 already.
Season 2, they've also been picked up. And the thing is what you will enjoy about The Boys. If you are like a Avengers, Marvel type person or DC Comics, just think about your hero in what is it, an alternative universe? Alternative world.
Where they're not necessarily
where the twist, and they're not necessarily the good guys. So this is where we're going with the bad boys.
Shawnee said, I
with
might
the boys
watch later tonight.
The boys
either one.
Really good. And with Carnival Rhoa, as well as The Boys, and with any film, I try to give it at least a good 20 minutes. 15-20 minutes, and if I'm not interested, then I'm just like, okay, I gotta go somewhere else. But like The Boys, just like in Carnival Rhoa, it kicks off and takes off just like that. So definitely.
It's just like how when we first watched Ray Donovan, we sat there and we watched the episode. And then we started binge watching it because the season was over and we came across it late and we started binge watching. We binge watched all those episodes. It was in the morning before we ended, and it was incredible. So these are great shows to watch, but The Boys. Yeah. So it wraps around the cast,
let's
go to the cast and who he is.
Let's see. The cast starts off with, my phone has a mind.
Yeah, it has a mind.
Starring Carl Urban. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then he's one of the boys who are actually the heroes. They're really the good guys. Alonzo. Carl Urban. Is Billy Butcher.
Billy Butcher,
that's
right.
him, but he just doesn't have a hair on his face.
They're trying to make him look like Wolverine.
That's
I thought he looked kind of like Wolverine, but he's Butcher.
Yeah.
And then
you have Jack Quaid, who plays Huey Campbell.
Now Huey Campbell has a devastating. He has a devastating situation that happens to him.
Oh my gosh!
Because of the character.
That's why the beginning of the show is
so shocking.
It's shocking, and it involves him. It definitely grips you.
It grips you. So he's involved in a detrimental situation with the character A-Train, played by
Jesse Usher.
That's right.
And then we know him from Survivor's Remorse. Yeah, and we covered that episodes back, which is on Star. So if you've never seen Survivor's Remorse, you need to watch it. LeBron James, excellent show.
He was also in Shaft, the latest Shaft movie, right?
Yep.
As a prep, and then you're introduced onto some of the superhero characters.
Yeah, right? Like starring Aaron Motory, Chase Crawford, Anthony Starr, Dominique McElgott, Karen Fuqua, Nathan Mitchell, Elizabeth Shue, and Tomer Capron.
That's right. So you're introduced to then the secondary characters, supporting cast members, and each set of people have a storyline that builds. So it's like it's an ensemble cast, and then there's storylines that build around each person with inside the main story. Beautifully written, and like I said, the twist on it and the twist on the superhero mythos is incredible. And somehow, I will tell you this, not a spoiler, but you will see this from the very beginning. Somehow the superheroes have been through marketing and promotion said to be part of a faith community, and that's what I'll say about that. And you will see that as that comes up more in the series. But 8 episodes, well worth watching. The costuming, the writing, the intricateness of each character, even the secondary characters, beautifully written. The action, the drama. There's a mystery happening in it also.
Oh yeah, that twist.
That twist
Serious
is something
twist
else, because you're trying to figure it out during the whole time when you're watching it, and you'll see it start to develop in the first episode, right? And then you got to feel sorry for Aquaman. I mean, he's not Aquaman. You got to feel sorry for Aquaman, right? But anyway, so you will see that, because someone who wrote this had to be from the Cleveland, Ohio, or Sandusky area, because SeaWorld is mentioned. Six Flags.
And the character he's called the Deep.
The Deep, yeah. So somewhere they're somewhere from Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, because this character ends up, he visits Sandusky.
Ohio.
He talks about Cedar Point, and we're like, wait a minute, one of the writers, somebody's from Ohio.
And SeaWorld and all that.
SeaWorld,
because he's from the. But anyway,
I was waiting for them to mention Geog Lake.
So that was funny. That was funny, people. So listen. What would you rate it?
I would give it a 10 for the same reasons for everything you said. And what I like about this show, as well as Carnival Rhoa, the cast, both are multicultural. So that's what I like about it. It's well done.
So I'm going to give it a 10 as well. Well written. What we like about these ensemble pieces is, they could have made it like the old days and made it all white cast. But what I like about these pieces, both Carnival Rhoa and The Boys, is
they mirror the real world.
They mirror the real world, and it's not just people coming in being the butler or being an extra way back in the back or anything like that. It is upfront action, and these characters, the black characters, drive the story, and that's what we're dealing with.
The visual effects.
The visual effects are excellent.
In The Boys.
The costuming is real. It looks real. It looks more real than the Spider-Man costuming. But anyway, the latest Spider-Man costuming. Did they put back in the theaters? Who knows? But anyway, people. This has been a great episode of the Film Review, Movies, Music, Culture, Politics, and Society. This has been a robust episode of the Film Review, Movies, Music, Culture, Politics, and Society podcast.
And again, we thank Deshawn
Snow
for joining us,
calling in and interviewing with us. Right? That's a get, people. That's a major get, right? So
pick up her Lil Shawnee.
Lil Shawnee
book series.
Right? Book series, right? And that's lilshawnee.com, right? And you can connect with her there, right? So now, people, this has been another great episode of the Film Review, Movies, Music, Culture, Politics, and Society. We are your hosts. I'm Crazy D.
Tracy.
And we review movies, music, culture, politics, and society, right? And we will see you next time on the Film Review. This is another great episode of the Film Review. We are the husband and wife team. We are the husband and wife team. We are the husband and wife team. Stay tuned. We're the husband and wife team. I'm Crazy D. And this is the film review. Stay tuned. We got a lot to talk about. We are the husband and wife team that review movies, music, culture, politics, and society. This is the film review. Movies, music, culture, politics, and society. We're the husband and wife team. I'm Crazy D.
Tracy.
And we review movies, music, culture, politics, and society. Sunday at 5:30 on Crazon Dion page on Facebook. Live stream. The film review. Movies, music, culture, politics, and society. This is the film review.